So, I was gonna roll a joint and have some boiled peanuts. And I thought I'd tell you guys a story. I was looking at my boiled peanuts and everything. Does anybody else like boiled peanuts? This is like I guess it's a down south thing, but I almost guarantee all across America, if you go check in the bean aisle in Walmart, you will find boiled peanuts. The red ones are spicy, the strip, and the green ones are not. And I don't like the green ones because they just taste like little pieces of salt. So these are spicy. Really, really salty. I don't eat them often. Really, really fucking salty. So I was gonna roll a J and put my hair up and put some makeup on. Put some lotion on my face and stuff. And I was thinking about being in Maine. So I'm gonna tell you guys a story about hitchhiking in Maine. I've been to Maine quite a few times. I've been I don't know, 4, 5, I don't know. But usually when I go to Maine, I go to Bangor or I just don't know why that other town isn't coming to my head. But so yeah, me and a couple of my friends, we were on our way to Maine because let's see, what time of year is it? I think it's the middle of the year. I'm not sure, but we were going out there for blueberry season to harvest blueberries and make some money. We were just like right behind, like right when we showed up, all the jobs were taken, so we were just kind of like hanging around. So we went to Bangor. I'm trying to remember that other fucking name. It's so stupid. I've been there like a million times and I can't. Stupid. Whatever. And when I tell stories about Maine, the towns, they get confused. So, like, don't ever take any dates or things like that to heart with me, because like my stories in my life, I left home really, really young, and started traveling really, really young, and so the like timelines and stories and things like that, they all kind of go together. So it's like, yeah, it's really hard to, like, can't really put a pinpoint on something or give like a specific amount of time or a specific date or a specific year. Things are just, it's just my life. There's no like fucking time frame to it. But so me and a few of my friends were in Maine, and so we got to Bangor, and when we get to Bangor, the reason I'm looking down is because I'm cutting up weed. When we get to Bangor, we realize Stephen King lives in Bangor. So we're all like, yay, we fucking go. We find Stephen King's house and take a bunch of pictures in front of his house. And everybody makes a big deal about it. Like in Bangor, Stephen King is he's just like everybody else. He goes to the grocery store, he goes to the bookstore. If he was to come like to LA or something, people would be like, ooh, Stephen King! Freaking chase him everywhere. But in Bangor, that's his home. He's just like everybody else. So, I mean, people do come to his house and stand in front and take pictures and stuff, but people don't like chase him around. He can be a little bit more comfortable, feel a little bit more human in his hometown, But we went to his house to take some pictures in front. They say he has a really cool gate and like a really cool house, and yeah, I was excited. I was thinking, Stephen King's fucking gate is gonna be like super fucking cool. It's subtle. It's nice, elegant, subtle. It's not overboard. It's not too much. It's just like couple spider webs. I think the two front gates that pull open, I think those are spider webs. And then he's got like a couple gargoyles. It's not as elaborate as I had planned in my head when I was thinking, ooh, Stephen King's gay. It's gonna be so fucking cool. It's cool. It's subtle. And his wife pulled out of the driveway and fucking I waved at her. I guess she's an author too. I forget what was her name. She's an author too, but I can't say that I've ever heard of or read any of her books. But she waved at me and I got all fucking, what do you call that, fangirly? I was like, oh my god, Stephen King's wife, she fucking waved at me. This is funny. But yeah, so we hung out in Bangor for a little bit and met some people, and then right after blueberry season comes up, a few months after the blueberry harvest is over, next thing that comes is potatoes. And so we were like, well, missed the blueberry harvest, we might as well try to hit the potato harvest. And so one of my friends split from us and went somewhere else. That ended up just to be two of us, me and a kid that I was dating at the time. And so we're just like standing by this gas station after we got, some water and shit, and getting ready to go find somewhere to sleep for the night. And this fucking guy and his sister pull up, and he's like, oh, cool travelers, man, you guys are so cool, right on, fucking, you should come to my house and you guys can have some dinner and take some showers, and that happens all the time. And so we're totally down to do that kind of shit, especially if there's multiples of you and you have multiple dogs and you are prepared to fucking fight to the death if you need to. Fuck, go make some new friends, if they don't seem fucking scary or something. But this guy's weird. Like, he was like so fucking excited to see us. He was like, ooh, travelers, wow. Like a novelty. I don't know, just fucking weird. And how he did it, he's like pressured us to get into his car. He was like, no, you want to come to my house, you really, really want. And he had like his sister and there was a couple other people, and my friend were like, no. He's like, I got some weed and some beers. This is when I was still drinking, and before weed was legal almost everywhere. So he was like, oh, it sure would be nice to have a beer and smoke a joint. So we were like, okay, fine, fuck it, So we go to his house. He's weird. He's definitely weird. He's saying weird things. Just weird. So I'm like, okay, this guy's fucking weird. Some people are just weird and harmless, and some people are just not okay. You know what I mean? As we get to his house, he's getting weirder. He's getting weirder by the fucking minute. And so finally we get to his house in the middle of butt-fuck nowhere. I guess his sister disappears. She goes off to go do something else. And so it's just us and him at his house in his garage smoking something. It ain't weed. He's like, this is like the best, most bombest weed, everywhere. And he pulls out a pipe and he hits it and he blows it out. And it doesn't smell like weed. And he's like, you want to hit it? And I'm like, not really, no. But I did hit it just a little bit to see what it tasted like. It didn't taste like weed either. And then he was like, oh, well, I'm going to go. I got this beautiful curls. It's supposed to help my ratty ass, nappy ass hair have a little bit of weight. There goes my bipolar. Forget what I'm talking about. Yeah, so his house. So he just starts saying weird shit to us. And he's like, yeah, I got this big old tent. you guys can go out in the back, like where my trees are, in my backyard, and you can pitch a tent for the night. And I'll bring you some sandwiches and you know, something to drink, and you guys can stay there for the night. And in the morning, you guys can leave. We're like, okay, so, and like, you know, at this time, he's still being fucking weird. So, and he starts saying weird shit. And like his first thing he says is the one thing that just like boom sets off all the red flags is like he goes and he fucking brings a tent, and he's got like, you know, the tent in the bag and stuff, and he hands it to us, and he's like, yeah, you guys, you know, I'll take you to where you can put up a tent and stuff. So we follow him, you know, I guess they got a couple acres and stuff. And so we follow him in the back, and he's like, yeah, you can set up a tent right here. And he's like, oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you, don't let my mom see you, because if my mom sees you, she's gonna come out here and shoot you. And we were like, what? Like, what? What the fuck are you talking about, dude? And he's like, oh, it's cool. She don't usually come out here, you know what I mean? But if she does see you, she's probably gonna shoot you. And we were like, what? And he was listening to this guy, and he's like, oh, yeah, and remember my sister you met earlier? And we're like, yeah. And we're like, well, if you hear her screaming in the middle of the night, that's just my sister, you know. Her and her husband, they fuck real loud. She screams like she's a screamer. And also, if you happen to hear chainsaws, I just like to cut down trees at night. And me and my fucking friends were looking at each other, and we're like, so your mom's gonna come shoot us? Don't worry about the women screaming and the chainsaws at night? Okay. We're just like waiting for this guy to leave so that we can make our escape. We had already like put up the tent, you know, all the tent poles, and I, not to kind of toot my horn or anything, but I can put up a tent real fucking fast. I'm good. And so we're like, fuck, you know what I mean? Both of us are just, we're not saying anything, but you could see both of us are like fight or flight, fight or flight, fight or flight, 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 flight. And so he's like, yeah, you know, after he tells us all this stuff, we're just like, fuck, dude. And so Texas Chainsaw Massacre shit. And he's like, okay, well, you guys go ahead and you get comfy, and I'm gonna go make you some sandwiches and bring you some Kool-Aid, some stuff to drink. And we were like, okay. He fucking leaves, and we're like, fuck, gather everything now. Just fucking grab all our shit. I don't know why, but we broke down the tent and fucking rolled it up and left it there. I don't know why. I don't know why we just didn't grab our shit and fucking run. But, so, I mean, like I said, the street that he lives on is in the middle of buttfuck nowhere in Caribou, Maine. Caribou, Maine is, okay, you know, so America, you know, and fucking the little tip of America, way the fuck up there, that's Caribou, Maine. And, you know, so we're just like, walking down, like, and he can easily get on an ATV or anything and fucking come get us. So we're like, we're trying to figure out how to get past this house. Because we're like 4 miles, maybe 5 miles away from a grocery store. So we're like not far away from town, but far if you're on feet. So we're like, fuck, fuck, fuck. And it's a funny thing, like, I don't know how to say it. I'm not a Christian. But I do believe that at one point, somewhere in our history, there was a man named Jesus. I don't know how the fucking thing, fucking blah, 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 all the fucking political shit, whatever. I just know that I believe in many things, and I don't discount anything. There's been a few times where Jesus hooked me up, and this was one of them. Jesus, like I said, Jesus is one of the many gods that I believe in. Well, he ain't a god, he's some sort of saint or something, some Christian stuff. But, so we're like, fuck, walking down the street really, really fast, like, fuck, how the fuck do we get out of here, man? This guy's gonna fucking come in an ATV with a fucking shotgun and fucking kill us, drag us away, nobody's gonna know. And so we're like, fuck, and all of a sudden, probably get a mile down, we're sweating, you know, heart's fucking beating, we got our dog, our backpacks, everything, just, and you can't hide, there's no hiding, because you're walking down this street, and it's nothing but open field, because this is where your produce comes from, this is where your potatoes and your blueberries and all your wreaths for Christmas and all that shit is coming from up there, and so it's just open, and so, you know, we're fucking just ducks. And all of a sudden this lady fucking pulls up. She pulls up behind us and my heart starts beating. I'm like, oh my God, it's this guy. We're gonna have to fucking kill this guy or he's gonna kill us or something's gonna happen. And this lady's like, hey, you guys need a ride? She's like, I was sitting, we're like, fuck yeah, we need a ride. We jumped through our shit in. She's like, yeah, it's funny. I was sitting watching TV and, Jesus told me to get up and get in my car and start driving. We were like, okay. She's like, yeah, Jesus told me to pick you guys up. And we were like, thank you, Jesus. There's been a few times. I'll tell you a couple different Jesus stories. Where like people gave us things, came to help in the name of Jesus. Said, Jesus told me to do this specifically for you. You know what I mean? And she's like, yeah, Jesus told me to come get you. And we were like, fuck, thank you. And she took us to Walmart and bought us a big-ass cooked chicken. And here comes my kitty. A big-ass cooked chicken and a loaf of bread and some dog food and some cigarettes and a 12-pack of beer. That was the day we escaped the fucking serial killer. And I got, yeah, that was fucked. Like, that was so scary. And just listening to, like, it's like in a movie, you know what I mean? He's like, oh, yeah, you know, careful for the scary hillbilly mom with the shotgun, and don't mind the screaming women in the chainsaws. And we were like, fuck, what the fuck? So yeah, that was how me and one of my friends escaped the serial killer with the help of Jesus in the middle of buttfuck nowhere, tip top of America in Caribou, Maine. Yeah, that was some crazy fucking shit. Like, share, subscribe.